Ryan, have you ever thought about being an architect?
Have you ever thought about being a truck driver?
Have you ever thought about being a salesperson?
What about something in the medical field?
Realtor? Listen to Career Paths every Thursday
Wherever you listen to podcasts,
and on YouTube. You might learn something.
you might not.
It's your life. Make it happen.
Memories fading, we all forget those not so shiny things you do.
Career Paths.
Over. Or maybe accidentally delete it or something. We could always do that again.
We haven't done that one.
Sure.
Welcome to Career Paths by InfoNet. I'm Vic Boudreau with Mr. Ryan King. Ryan?
Hey. I thought you were, I don't know. How you doing?
It's be one of those shows.
So today, and you're going to have to remind me again, how do you pronounce your first name?
Breggen.
Breggen.
Always think of Reagan, but Breggen.
Okay. Here, just give me a minute. Trumbull, right?
Trumbull, yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
So how are you doing today?
Oh, pretty good.
You just got off work, didn't you?
Oh, yes. Yes, I did.
I've one of two jobs. You work two jobs right now.
Yes.
How many hours a week do you roughly work?
So roughly, I'd work about 56 to 58 hours a week.
Good, you're young. It's not like physical hard. Sorry, go ahead, Brian.
So let's get some background on you. Your age, married, kids, anything that...
So no kids. Single. I am 29.
Yeah. Remember that? Remember being 29?
Kinda.
Not really.
A couple days ago.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you think you feel the public should know?
I just should know about you and, your background.
Well, I kind of just started working like fast food and stuff like that.
Oh, we'll get there. Don't rush. We'll get there. Or just anything else that you think we should know.
Were you born and raised here? Or?
Yeah, so I was born in Spokane, raised in Spokane. Lived here my whole life.
Messed up family.
Yes.
Dysfunctional. I know. How long have we known each other?
I would say about 5-6 years.
Yeah. Because I believe I was single when... Yeah, I was. 'Cause I didn't live too far away from you at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was between... That's been like 5 or 6 years ago, at least. So between
Is that
5 and 7 years, yeah. Yeah.
I thought it's been longer than that.
And I was thinking about you and I, it's like what was I remembering? You and I go way back.
Yeah.
We have more history. I was thinking of stuff today, but son of a... Yeah.
Like...
Cheap Trick.
Yeah.
We've known each other way too long. 40? Yeah, it's around 40, at least 40.
Yeah.
40 plus years now.
Gotta
Wow,
be
that's
right in there.
amazing.
Yeah.
Crap, I'm old.
Crap, I'm old. Anyway, let's get back to our guest.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
We can talk about us any other time.
All the other times.
Well, mostly the other times no one else cares. So, what do you do for a living? What are your two jobs right now?
So right now I work for the AMC movie theater, and then I work for Burlington.
Burlington Northern, clothes, etc.
Yeah, about retail.
Yeah, miscellaneous.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, sir.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
It's
Is
all
it up-
you.
Is it up to me already?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I don't play around.
So you went to high school locally.
Yes.
You graduate?
I did not.
Did not. That's right. We've talked about that. That's right. I bust your balls all the time. That's why you come in and out of my life, and I don't know why. Because they'll ask me questions, I'll give them my answers or my information, and he ignores me, blows me off. Right? Am I correct or incorrect?
Yeah.
You
No,
ask
no,
for advice. You ask for what do I think about this, that, the other thing.
Yeah.
Because we've known each other off and on. We keep running into each other, and here we are again. So
What's something special about me?
something's apparently there's a cause here, and it's a bad cause. But so when I met you, you're working at a local fast food. And how long did you out of high school? Was that your first job or?
No. So my very first job took place. I worked for Taco Bell. It was on Monroe.
So a long stretch. You went from Taco Bell to Taco Time.
Taco Time ended with Taco Time.
Was there a big learning curve there?
You know, it was
We don't,
kind of
don't give away
strange.
their secrets. Either
No,
way.
it was kind of strange because like I started out in fast food, and then I did landscaping for a little bit, just kind of getting the feel of like what job I really kind of feel like I belong in. And so I just kind of just moved around a little bit, and then like shortly later, just recently, started out with Ross, and that's how I ended up getting into this whole security business and retail for the Trumbull team.
So no GED, not yet. We talked about that. That was one of the things
Yeah.
Do you have plans to get it, or?
You know,
at this point, does it matter?
I mean, like, you know, I mean, I'm just kind of just putting it aside.
You've been doing that for years, young man.
Yeah.
You're not our only guest that
Yeah, it
doesn't have
hasn't-
GED and stuff, and
yeah, they're doing fine.
yeah.
On the job, or learning while you go. So the miscellaneous jobs that you've done, what other education, have you done any online training, anything else? Or when you've taken these other jobs, like you're doing security now.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't know you worked at Ross, just doing counter,
No,
customer
same
service?
thing. Same thing.
Security.
Retail. Yeah.
Well, how'd that happen?
So how I ended up
Let me back up real fast. He worked back at the mall. He came back to the mall a couple years ago, Northtown. Worked both for the mall itself, janitorial, as well as Taco Time again.
Yes.
Okay. Then something happened there where you were gone,
Yes.
like the wind. And then that's when we lost contact. And then like 3 weeks ago, I go in to buy a gift for my woman, and he's at the front door. I'm going, I just start shaking my head like it's a bad dream. So you're working security at Burling. So back to after you got out of working at the mall, both situations, you had an apartment at that time, you had responsibilities, bills you had to pay.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
So basically, after the mall, I just pretty much started working like a little bit like temp agency work, like doing security at the football games, stuff like that.
What football games?
Like did the WSU.
Okay.
I did the Idaho Vandals.
Yep.
And then I did the EWU.
Okay.
And so basically, shortly after that, I worked for the general store
Oh, also
as a cashier.
okay.
I did that because I have tons of those cashier experiences.
Retail. Yeah.
So then all of a sudden, I worked there. Then I worked for Ross. I decided, okay, let me go ahead and get a second job.
Okay.
So then I did Ross as
How'd you
security.
get online? Did you see that, or how'd you?
Yeah, so I pretty much went on Google and just searched up jobs near me, and that popped up on the list. When I saw Ross, I wanted to get like a different kind of cashier job. So I applied for cashier, but then they told me about the security and loss prevention. That's how that door opened up, and I ended up stepping into that.
While you're already working at Ross, you're already doing that,
Yeah.
and then the opportunity came up for loss
So yes,
prevention.
yeah. So and then I did that for a little bit.
Did you have to take any training for that?
I did. So they give you online kind of, it's like a learning thing on the computer. You have to answer questions.
Like a lot of online,
Yeah,
a lot
watch
of
the videos.
Yep.
Stuff
And
like
answer.
that. Yeah.
Did you actually watch all the videos? Could you?
No, I had to. So basically how that happened was you had to get through the course. So basically you watch the videos, answer the questions. It has to be at a certain percentage.
Right.
You pass that, and then you have to go until you complete the entire course. Once
Okay.
you're done, then you start on the floor as security.
How long did that take you?
So watching the whole course and everything, it took anywhere between maybe 2 to 5 hours.
No, that's it.
And
No.
then it was all said and done.
Wow.
So
We used to have to do a lot of that when I worked for Disney. There was a lot of online courses that you had to go do. boring.
Did you watch them all, or could you answer them?
I could answer most all of it because
Sure.
I wasn't young, so I had lots of experience in
Yeah.
a lot of different things.
A
And
couple other stores that I've worked at the mall also did online, same thing. I didn't have to watch them anymore. Once in a while they'd have a tricky question, how many blah blah blah. It's like, oh crap. I'd have to go back and try to find the answer, but
yeah,
for the most part, yeah. How to harass people, or I mean not harass people, or sexual harassment, or any of that, not to offend, not to say something that is offensive.
Yeah.
so we had to do a whole course on how to count back change. I'm like, does this really require a whole course?
Apparently for some people,
Yeah.
for me it got really just...
Apparently, a lot of people have never taken it because a lot of people don't even know how to do it anymore.
Did you know how to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Did you pass your...
Because I had my kettle corn business. It was
So you
all
know-
cash, so
You know how to count, huh?
you had to learn real quick.
So, as we interject
Yeah.
with the old guys.
Back to us again.
Whatever. So you took your online at Ross,
Yeah.
and so you started loss prevention. How that, what, give us more of the story from there. Pass your classes, or pass your online test courses. Where'd you go from there?
So where I went from there was they started me on the floor. I put the vest on, loss prevention. Made my presence there at the door. Greeted the customers as they came in, and just watched for the shoplifters. Any type of shoplifters I see, I basically communicated with the other team and basically tell them what they're doing. They're trying to conceal.
How many other people loss prevention roughly? You don't have to get specific. 2, 3 at a time, maybe 4, maybe.
So
One-
when I was with Ross, really it was only just me in the entire store.
So who do you communicate with?
So I communicated with the managers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically I did that for a little bit. There was a repeated shoplifter, and basically what happened to that was they were getting violent. We tried to stop them from leaving the stuff. I intervened, tried to help out. That's what happened with Ross.
So at that point, I'm lost. You tried to intervene,
So
but you can only, from what I know from mall security, because I've talked to those guys, there's only so much you are legally supposed to be able to do, at
Yeah.
even in store security.
yeah, so what basically happened was as I tried to get the product back from the shoplifter.
You asked them
So-
nicely, politely, or were they rude?
No,
back
so I pretty much tried to grab it.
then? Isn't that, you're not supposed to do that?
No, so that it kind of went against policy, and that's kind of why.
That's why you had problems at Ross.
Yeah, so that's why.
Were you terminated at that time?
I was. So I was terminated at that time. They actually let all 3 of us go. They let a sales floor associate go, me go, and another guy go.
Okay. This wasn't just you and your
No,
backup.
it started out with those 2 guys, but since there was a girl that was only like maybe yay high, she was in a bad position. She kind of had herself between the carts and the door, and I couldn't allow the guy to be like swinging at
Right.
her or the other person.
Oh, the other
Yeah.
store employee was a girl.
Yes.
Small
and
and
so
petite.
basically that's when I stepped in and I said, I'm gonna have to stand here. I'm gonna actually help out the team.
Did your adrenaline get going?
It did.
Did your training help you at that time?
No, because that pretty much went all out the window, and I was mainly focused straight on what that shoplifter was doing, and then everything else that happened just didn't even cross my mind
So
anymore.
all that time in training worked really? Oh, it didn't work that. Okay.
No. Shortly after that job, I saw an opening for Burlington as a cashier.
Okay.
But then I saw that there was a internal investigations security. I applied for that. She ended up getting me into the door as a greeter because they just lost the internal investigation position. It's no longer existing.
Oh, they terminated the actual
The
position.
position, yeah. So they ended up getting me in as a greeter. Same thing kind of applied with Ross, basically hands off. Communicate with the team.
Did you do online training with them also?
I did. So I went through all these online videos. I had to answer the tests. It's the same kind of thing. So it was like just, I don't know, just ring bells. And so it was at the point where, okay, well, I work for Burlington. I pretty much had the knowledge, so I was able to start like quickly on the floor after that. Once I started there, I explained to the manager what happened at the other job. She felt like I had potential, and she said that I would be a good team player for those guys. I had the experience, and that's when she opened up doors for me on that.
Yeah.
And that's when I started out as security. I've been with Burlington for about almost 4 months now.
So,
And within
yeah.
that,
Yeah, and then when I accidentally ran into you a couple weeks ago, all of a sudden he left the sales floor. I'm going, well, he got fired or got called. I asked the cashier, what happened? Oh, he had to go talk to the manager, or he was taking a lunch break. He was actually getting promoted because I'm the lucky guy. I bring him luck. He got a promotion because I walked
that
in.
same day, you know.
I'm sure it's because you walked in the door. They were like, oh, he knows Vic. Time to promote him.
Bing, bing, bing. Bing, bing, bang.
That's how I got where I am today.
You know, within the 4 months of working there, like, I was amazed how I got promoted that fast.
Yeah, well, the other reason why are you being steady with your work history, just showing up working all the time? You've learned that lesson
Yeah.
that you can't just
Yeah.
drag it off.
The theater job, my other job that I work at, I've been with that company for about 8 months now.
Okay.
I've been there the longest over, you know, a lot of jobs I've had in the past, and I still stuck with the theater. They have such a lenient schedule to where they're willing to work with my security job, so I do that.
So Burlington and the security is number one.
Yes.
How many hours a week do you roughly right now?
So right now, with the promotion, I'm at a solid 40 hours a week.
Wow.
PTO time, I get, on top of that, I get the whole dental, vision.
Oh, we were gonna get there. We'll talk.
Get ahead of myself.
That's all right. We'll get there. So, let's talk about online training real fast. From your experience, what's the best part, or what's the worst part that you experienced doing? You've done it couple times for online, for security. What's one of the worst things that sticks out in your head about that?
I would say the policy.
The policy or the training itself? Something about the training. That's what
So
And what policy are you talking reference?
the policy that they talk about in the videos, in the training videos,
Yes.
to where you pretty much hands off, stuff like that.
Right, and don't test whoever
Yeah.
it is. You can't physically accost.
Yeah. I mean, that sticks out to me because, I mean,
After the first time you got terminated from,
yeah. yeah.
so it means more to you the second time around, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the best part? What'd you learn from the training online?
So
that?
basically what I learned from it was very, very similar, and what I learned from it was strictly policy says hands off. So
Have you had So you learned that lesson, did you? So you haven't been fired from accosting the customer yet?
no.
So, do you feel that their training is adequate?
I feel like they could maybe add a little more to it.
What would you recommend at this point? From going from two different.
I think the one key thing they should add to it is communication. I feel like
What kind of communication?
so I
To
feel
the
like
customer, to the
no employees.
Okay.
So I feel like within the employees, I feel like they should have added a key factor of communication, because I know that the store struggles on communication. They have a hard time. Let's say there's like a repeat or a shoplift or something in the store. They have a hard time listening to what you're saying. And
Why do you think that is?
you know, I don't really know, because it's not just me. It's other security as well. I don't know if it's just because they're busy doing something else, or if it's just they lack on that. And so
Are you going to bring it up to your store manager now that you're in
I
that
actually
position?
have today.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Wow, look at that.
So we actually have a whole new store manager that's just settling in,
Okay.
and he came from the JCPenney's in California,
Okay.
and he's all new into our company, and he's going to be settling in here within this week.
But you've met him already?
I've met him already.
You already said something to him?
Yes. So I kind of discussed some things with him, like, you know, the communication, the repeated, you know, shoplifters that come in there. He says that he'll go ahead and try to work on that.
There you go. At least you've already addressed it, and he was open to it.
Yeah.
So when you get repeat shoplifters, can you tell them they aren't allowed in the store? Or
So
something?
technically, yes, but for some reason, I don't know. So within like one manager to another, because we also have a higher up in security that's not in our store, which is our higher up boss.
Sure.
That's separate from the people in the store. And he, for some reason, didn't communicate with the higher ups of the company. So he works for the company, but he didn't communicate with the fact that it's okay to kick repeat
Not
shoplifters
let 'em in
out the
or-
door.
Right.
Although, when corporate stepped in, they weren't aware of that. And so basically, they said that it is against policy to do that. So,
The company policy.
yeah, so it's kind of,
Okay.
they're kind of hitting back and forth is what's going on.
So you got to clarify with your new management
Yeah.
what they, how and what. But knowing that experience, what you've already dealt with,
Yeah.
you can ask those questions and clarify in
Yes.
advance.
Yes, and so and like my point of like working for this company is I try to prevent merchandise being taken from the store. So my role is to basically I try to help as much as I can, so they don't lose sales and their product
Right.
goes down.
Yep.
And so I try to make that a point to them.
Oh.
And so
It's got to be a tough job because
it is.
you're not allowed to actually do anything to stop them. So it's like you
Right.
sit there and just kind of watch them take it.
But
and
you
you're
can,
like,
but you can be right next to them. I know that's what I did with in retail. Go sit with them. Hey, how you doing? Make them uncomfortable because they know that you know that they know.
yeah,
And just go, hey, what you looking for? And, you know, I'm here to help, or I'm sitting right adjusting whatever product, not too far away from them. And they know they're being watched, so it makes them uncomfortable to do anything typically, because you know you're in my workplace, you're in my situation. It's my job to mess with you. I can be polite doing it. I don't have to be an ass but I can always smile like, gotcha. So,
Yeah.
future advice, in case you want it.
There are some stubborn ones there that will, even with that, they'll
Oh, yeah.
just run right out the door in front of you.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Well, and at that point, there's not much you can do, but
no.
that's why you got to clarify with management or store policy, letting them in.
That's
first
the
place.
hard part because it's like,
Well, once again, with the new management, you have to clarify.
yeah,
I'm going to give you some information. As that makes your job easier. If you're not supposed to do anything, okay, you can do all your paperwork. Go, yeah, I saw them come in, saw them do that. They
Yeah.
refused. And maybe the store policy. If the store policy is not to obtain or approach in a negative, or to, you know, make it so they're uncomfortable, then they're the ones. Bottom line, the store's losing money.
they are.
So they're
And I try to
holding
make
back.
it a point to them to get them to kind of comprehend
Well,
what I'm
they
saying, but it's their choice. If
Yeah,
they choose
exactly.
To
and the
ignore
one management.
my
They don't know.
output. Yeah.
So we're going to touch on your part-time job. What do you do at the movie theater?
So the movie theater, there's a bunch of different roles within inside the theater. They usually have me do the ticket greeting.
Are you the mall here, or where are you?
No, River Park Square.
Really? I haven't seen you down there.
Yeah, so I do that Wednesdays and Thursdays, and they're usually between 12 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Oh, she was after that.
So,
Go down with my brother. See
Yeah.
the late show. What the hell?
yeah.
So next time, I just use your name and they'll hook me up.
Well, they say that if I have a friend, they get to see a movie for free with me.
Well, I'll have to drive because he
It's
doesn't
one of the
drive.
perks.
Plus free popcorn pop.
Discount.
They'll hook you up. Come on, Breggen. You're the man. You're security. You just go, hey. So, what's a typical day? Let's go for a typical day doing security now at Burlington. What do you do? How start your day out? Give somebody that might be going and looking to do this. That's the whole idea behind Career Paths. Let
Yeah.
people know why, what, and how, and let
So
them inform
basically, I'll start off my day. I'll go in there. I'll touch base with the manager. Get a radio so I can communicate.
Does everybody have a radio?
So as security, we're actually supposed to be first priority with radios
I would hope
before anybody else on the floor.
so. And management, and then
Yes.
down the line.
Yes, and so basically, they don't always follow through with that. That's where the whole communication thing is.
That doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, and so they might be one of us without a radio. Shoplifter goes out the door. I ain't even able to say nothing at that moment.
Somebody just point and go. I don't have a
Yeah.
sign language.
Are the radios that expensive?
They tried ordering radios, and they wanted 9, and they got 3. So,
You need to order more.
yes.
Okay, so you touch base with whoever's manager on duty. What else do you do after that?
So after I get my walkie-talkie, I put on my name tag.
So everybody knows.
So-
Big Bad. Go by Mister or just Breggen.
So I actually go by Michael. I go by my middle name, and it's for the shoplifting purposes because
They don't know who you
it's
are,
like a
really.
privacy. Yes.
Yeah,
That way
right.
they don't know my actual name,
Yeah, I know who you
since
are.
it's not common.
I'm gonna go in and shop. You wanna go shoplifting?
Yeah.
Can't stop us. Can't stop us.
Yeah. Sit there dancing in and out the doorway.
It's mine. It's not yours. It's mine. It's mine. It's not yours.
Oh.
How many hours a day you typically work?
So the hours a day I typically work is about 8-hour shifts.
Are you on the floor?
Yes. So when I first started out, I was just the greeter at the front.
That's what-
Now that I got promoted, I'm actually mobile now. So I move throughout the entire store. I do my shortage highway, walk the perimeter, see if there's anything out of place. I basically look for anything that's stuffed in laundry baskets for shoplifters to come back and pick it up or tell somebody else about it. I check all the exits, fire exits, make sure all those are closed, make sure those are all
Sure, we
locked.
open those next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just walk by.
Open.
No, but yeah, so after I check in with the manager and everything, that's pretty much what there is to that. Now that I'm promoted, the extra responsibility I have is I have to scan in all the recovery that is picked up from the shoplifters that try grabbing the clothes and ditching it in carts from behind. Scan those in as recovery. Anything that's non-theft, we also have to deal with that.
That's non-theft.
Yeah, so non-theft is basically, let's say, for instance, the shoplifter comes in, they pick up like, I don't know, let's say fingernail clippers or whatever.
Well,
They'll take the fingernail clippers, leave the package behind.
yeah.
That's our non-theft. We scan anything that's, yeah.
Okay. You have to retag it yourself, or
No, so it's the sales associates that do all that.
Oh.
We just have to deal with reporting it into the system.
Okay. Ryan, I hate to do this. We're gonna do two-parter with this guy.
Do you hate it? Do
Um,
you?
I'm having fun messing with Breggen, asking these questions, and I know are you having fun?
Oh, I'm always having fun.
Can you come back for our second parter?
Oh yeah.
Can you? Because we only try to do so long with a lot of our guests. We run long. Some of our guests talk way too. I think it's you and I talking way too much.
Sometimes. We've had some guests that
Oh, we've had some good guests.
definitely
Thanks,
got
Todd.
their fair share
Thanks,
of
Joe.
words in there.
So we're going to cut for now. Till next week. Next time. Infonet, career paths. Subscribe, like, leave a comment. Can I give that to you? Wait. Oh,
No.
I threw it away. It's your life. Make it happen. Bring them. We'll do part 2. We'll learn more. The interesting security at Burlington.
Definitely.
Make it. It's your life. Make it happen. Ryan, where you go? Ryan, come.
I'm leaving. That's it.
Take 24. La 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 la.
Green Bay.